Guys, welcome back to another ride along with me. Might be a little noisy, maybe because I'm driving a very loud car, um, but probably not. It's probably not. This channel is dedicated to helping women and anyone ready to build a better future and succeed in the construction industry. I started Construct Her Success because I saw the need for more support, more education, and more representation for women in this industry. Where were we? Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Go ahead and hit that. Thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are one of my return subscriber, thank you for always being a support. When you want that, when you need that information, you know where to come. All right, so today I'm driving along, heading to class. Today's class is about building codes. So we all know that for the project management, especially for the project management exam and some of the contract administration, but these building codes, most of the questions that you get from these building code books would be from for the project management exam. So today I'm going to be going through the building code residential. So the building code building, that book by itself, there will be tons of questions. I'm saying tons like it's not only like 65 questions on the test, but most of your building code questions will be from the building code building. Today I'm going to review the class that I'm going to right now. I'm going to review the residential, the accessibility, the existing building, and the energy efficiency. So those books I'm going over. When I do teach a class for the building code building, that's a whole class by itself because there's so many information that you need to go through in that one. But these residential and the ones that I'm going to teach today, those books, very little bit of questions you get from those books. So not saying don't go all in and study, but pay more attention to the building code building. That dark blue binder, you will see the difference. It will say building code building, that book, especially chapter 1, because chapter 1 in that book would be the same thing as chapter 1 in the residential book. So if you check your residential book, you'll notice that there is no chapter 1 because it will be like the same, repeating the same thing in each binder. So they just put it in the building code building and start the building code residential from chapter 2. So just in case you're searching your residential book and you're trying to find chapter 1, it's not there. It's not there. Just go check your building code building. And from that chapter 1, you get on the exam, you will get a lot of questions from that chapter 1. A lot of permit questions, who's responsible for what, existing building, what buildings are exempt from permits, special inspections, inspections, regular inspection. So those are the type of questions that you will be getting from chapter 1 from the building code book. And then throughout the books, you'll have other questions. Make sure all 5 building code books, you pay attention to the index. Now just imagine flipping through. I'm at a stop sign so I can show you a stoplight. So look how big this binder is. It's huge, right? Huge. And just imagine trying to flip from the back of the book to the front, like trying to get to the index. So what I recommend for you to do is move your index from the back of the book to the front, right behind the table of contents. Because in the testing center, you're gonna be piling your books up. Like if you're doing the project management, you're gonna have a lot of books to look through. Okay, all your other trade book, your contractor manual, AIA documents, and all these building codes binders. So just imagine grabbing a book, flipping through the index. We're trying to make it, I try to suggest certain things to kind of help you navigate these books much easier. You're already worried about the time ticking. I'm worried about which book to grab. Much things going through your head when you're sitting there in front of the computer with a time ticking and these questions, these weird questions, because they ask the questions so tricky that it could be a simple question that they're asking, but they ask it in a way where you're like, you probably have to read it like 2-3 times, be like, what, which book and what? But simple. Each books have particular keywords that can make that particular book stand out. So for example, like these code books, all of these code books, their keywords, the word shall. When you hear that word shall, and it kind of gives you an idea of which book to reach for. It can get a little tricky. Because you have the code book, you have the AIA documents, and then you have the OSHA book, and all those books have a keyword shall. But here's where it gets a little better. So shall is probably telling you, okay, it might be one of these books, but which one? So now you're going to pick out other type of keywords that can narrow down the book. So for example, the OSHA book. So you get a question, how do you know if it's the OSHA book, the Florida Building Code, or the AIA document? Another keyword is going to tell you. So another keyword probably, and read the question and understand what the question is asking. If it's asking you something about a job site safety, oh, the ladder shall be braced, wherever. just for example, in the back of your mind, it sounds like a job site question. So it's a possibility that might be the OSHA book. So you're using that one keyword shall along with another few keywords to narrow down the books. What if you hear, the contractor shall pay the subcontractor in such and such a days, and or else I'm just making up things, for example. So you heard the word shall, so that like a light start blinking in your head saying, there's got to be one of these books with the word shall, the keyword shall. But how do I know which one? So you have some other keyword. I mentioned contractor, that's a keyword. I mentioned subcontractor, that's a keyword. So if you know the relationships in the AIA documents, you will know which one of those documents. You will know that this question is coming from one of those documents. So let me break it down for you. the AIA document 201, that's the relationship between the owner, contractor, architect. The AIA 401 is the relationship between the contractor and the subcontractor. And then you have the AIA 701, that's bidding documents. So when you hear the question, contractor shall pay the subcontractor in such and such time, the word shall tell you, it sounds like it's one of those AIA documents, but which one? Ooh, ding, ding, ding. The 401 document is the relationship between the contractor and the subcontractor. Boom, that's the book. So I'm just saying this to say, when you study, go in on these books. Recognize keywords. Okay? Make this index your best friend. It's like your GPS system to find your answer. So once you know the books, you will recognize keywords, and keywords will lead you to the appropriate book. And then once you fetch that appropriate book, though that index, when you search those keywords in your index, then that will route you to the answer. Because remember, you have to find your answer within 3 minutes. If it takes you 4 or 5 minutes to find your answer, you're going to run out of time. So practice, 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 practice. So those are some advice I have for you on this video. If you need more, follow this channel. I post a video maybe once or twice a week. And trust me, when I post something, it's something that you need. Not something for entertainment, not something just to scroll through. It's something for you to watch and listen and follow these best practices. And I promise you, you'll pass your tests on the first try. Hope this video was a help to someone. Thank you for watching. I hope that you were able to like and share to a friend. Maybe you have a friend getting ready to take their contractor exam. Maybe you have a friend considering taking the contractor exam but don't even know where to start. Go check out my other videos and you will know exactly where to start. And put a comment below. Tell me what you think. Ask me question and I'll make a video. If I'm driving, this is a very comfortable way for me to make my videos. You know, I am driving and I can just talk while I drive. Because usually when I drive, the radio is off. I'm just cruising. So why not talk to you guys and give you guys some information while I drive? All right, so thank you for watching. Go ahead and check out my other videos. Like, share, subscribe. Join the movement. I'm here to construct my success, your success, our success. One blueprint at a time. See you on the next video.